it's go time, it's go time, it's go time, it's stuck time, it's stuck time, it's stuck time. Come on, you're killing me, Smalls. This is what happens when you're in a hurry. Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome to the second lightning episode of the year, and this one is proving to be very, very intense. So this is what we're doing. Camera lady, up there. That's where we're going. We have to go to the top of that because camera left is some major lightning. I'm gonna start out. I want to get this stuff set up, and then I want to run up the hill with it. So we've got R5 and 70 to 200. We've got wind, no rain yet. We've got lots of lightning, and we've got RP and 16 to 35. What was I saying about no wind? Did I say no wind? I didn't mean it. Lots of wind. So luckily it is just after sunset, and we have my favorite lightning because we're gonna have the sky and the ground and everything exposed well. And I can put this on even though I won't need it, hopefully, because if it gets too windy, pro tip, if it gets too windy, you take these off because they act like a sailboat. Okay. All right, we got the goods. Let's go. Okay, here we go. We got the road, we got a cactus, we got mountains, we got lightning, we got everything I could want for in a Southwest New Mexico shot. Okay, so here's my composition. That's what we're looking at. That's the lightning happiness. I'm gonna turn this off so I can get set up. I'm gonna dial it back down to f5.6 actually, because I've got some sensor dust on here, and I don't want sensor dust. So I'm gonna set up this time lapse in aperture priority mode, and I'm gonna let it go, and we're gonna get some good stuff. Okay, so remember what I just told you a minute ago at the car about if it gets too windy. Definitely gonna take this off. It can provide some protection sometimes, you know, for rain, but we're not in the rain right now, and that's not what we want. So this is tighter. I'm at 70 mil. I'm gonna focus on the background. See, that was amazing. I totally missed that. Oh, wow. Huh. Okay, so here's my composition. That's what we're looking at. Those are not the settings. So we've got, I'm gonna go up to F8 again too. ISO 100 for right now. That way I can get a nice long shutter speed. I'm a full stop underexposed. Just missed that one. That was a beautiful bolt. As it gets darker and we're pretty close, the longer the lens you have and the closer the bolts are to you, you're really gonna want to have a lower shutter speed than what you might think, because what'll happen is those bolts will end up blowing it out. So if you think if it says you're exposed, you need to go 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop, 4 stop, 5 stop, sometimes even more underexposed if you're really close to the bolts or if you've got a longer lens. So we're kind of close to the bolts and I've got a longer lens, so they're gonna be bigger in the frame. So I want that stuff underexposed. That way I don't blow, because when you blow a lightning bolt out, there's no fixing that. So that one, let's see if I got it. I will stop the time lapse for you guys and I'll see if one stop is enough. So actually that was insanely perfect. So look at that. We're gonna zoom in. We have a little bit of motion blur there. So what that means is I'm actually gonna open it up so that I can stop it down a little more. So I'm gonna go up to ISO 200 f 5.6. We're at 6 seconds. Because what I don't want the wind. So it's the balancing act, you know. The longer you can leave your shutter speed open, the better it's gonna be. There's lightning back there, oh wow. The better it's gonna be for catching lots of bolts. But if it's windy, the longer you leave your shutter open, especially with a longer lens, you're gonna have that camera shake. So you gotta find that balancing act of where you think your camera can handle the wind. Like that wind is picking up hardcore right now. Oh, also when you put it on a tripod like this, turn your image stabilization off, which I need to do right now. So the image stabilization can add an extra little bit of shake in there because it can overcompensate for something if it's on the tripod. We don't want that. That's that second cell, Brittany, behind us that's coming. The wind is coming this way. So there's two big cells right now. There's one there and one over there. And what I don't want to happen is I don't want the one behind us to come over this ridge and hit us from this backside. That is getting awfully dark. Oh, got that one. So I'm at 70 mil. All right, well, we're gonna wait here and see what happens. I'm gonna try to see if we get anything from that one. And I'll talk to you guys in a second. Red light engaged. So we had to get out of there because we got pummeled. So we are back about 10 miles back and the storm front is there. I've got 70 to 200 on again, which is a little bit close, but I've got 16 to 35 behind me. So this is the, whoa, this is the part where we're lucking out a little, right as I say that. I was just about to say the wind has died down so I can get away with these longer exposures. I have a 30 seconds on the 70-200 and I think that's going to be too long if we get another gust of wind like that. So we're going to check that shot and let's see if we got it and if it's more importantly not shaky. So we got it, but it's not in the frame because 70 is too long. I might have to switch lenses. This is the problem. The longer you go, the more you risk not catching the lightning in terms of in your shot. But I'll tell you what though, it really pays off when you get a long lens shot and the lightning, you know, fills the frame. Like it feels good. It looks good. So I'll be willing to miss that because luckily I have the wide angle set up. Speaking of the wide angle, let's check that. All right, so what we're doing now is we've got ISO 800 f 5.6 30th of a second at 16 millimeters, shooting super wide, so I should have got that. And we're gonna check it. Manual focus again, focus and infinity, and we're gonna see what we got. As long as the wind doesn't pick up anymore like this, we should be good to go. Okay, so time interval 1 second apart. That's the shortest we can go with that. And that's what I want. So we nailed that shot. next morning. Tea has been acquired. The wind is gone. It's also Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the other awesome dads out there. Anyways, since I didn't wrap it up last night out there while I was shooting lightning in the face, I figured I would jump in here and show you guys just a couple of my favorites. I starred a couple, I think, that I know I'm pretty excited about. So let's just jump in the computer real quick and I'll run you through a quick edit and then we'll wrap it up from here and enjoy the rest of our day. All right, well, I'm an idiot and I forgot to hit record on my screen recordy bit. So I just was looking through some of these and these are from 70 to 200. There's a couple of okay ones from this first composition. But what I was really liking was this one. So I already started working on this and I don't feel like completely redoing it. So I just did some basic tweaks here, brought some highlights down, boosted these shadows a lot. So surprisingly, there's quite a bit of detail in here. Look at this business. So just boosted those shadows, and the R5, there's no banding or anything down here. I never would have been able to do that with my DSLRs. So I'm stoked about that. And then I just did some temperature, some masks adjustments here for the sky, cooling it down, warming up the ground, that sort of thing. So nothing too major. And then we get in here and the only thing that I'm doing is just cleaning up some of these hot pixels that are in there. Making sure there's no dust spots or anything like that on the sensor. Everything looks really good, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. This is a pretty minimal edit. I mean, the lightning kind of speaks for itself, so I'm just gonna save that one out. All right, so let's take a look at a couple more, or at least let's do one more. Oh, that one's a nice one. I think I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Bring those highlights down a little bit so we can see some structure in the clouds. Bring those shadows all the way up. And I'm going to go in here, select the sky, and then just cool it right down. All right, there we go. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one, just clean up the hot pixels, and then we're good. All right, let's keep looking. These are all the 70 to 200 stuff still. Okay, here we're getting into, oh, that one's pretty cool. Also a 70 to 200. So third composition. This is what I was telling you about sometimes, you know, when you have the longer lenses and you're kind of close, those bolts can really blow out. But that is really impressive from the R5. Holy cow. Look at that business. All right, well, I'm gonna play with a couple of these and see. Wow. There's no way it's gonna recover this one though. This one looks completely blown. Yeah, that one, look at that business. Wow, that was like an explosion. Okay, so now we're on to, I put the 35 mil on here. Awesome cloud structure there. So we got some cars driving by. I'd rather have tail lights. I'm gonna see what we can do. Maybe we'll blend one of these tail light shots in because the tail light shot looks better than the headlight. Okay, here we go. So here's the RP with the 16 to 35. And this was the first shots. Oh, I'm liking these. I'm liking that. See, and then I can just take that one and blend it with that one with the tail lights. Oh wow, look at that. That's all one single shot. Holy cow. Look at that. So some of these, I definitely have some stuff to work with. Look at that cell structure. That one's gonna take some work because I had my red light on. I'll fix it though. So I'm not gonna go through a complete editing tutorial on all of these because as you can see, I got quite a few. I just wanted to show you guys some of these. This one right here. Look at that, hit right where oh man. It just doesn't get. Look at that. I'm gonna do something like that. I'm pretty happy like that. I'll just clean that up a little bit more and then we'll be good to go. All right, well, I think I came out with more than I expected for sure of the keepers and definitely more than a few that were blown out. And that's the balance. You know, it would have been easier for me to deal with the ones that were blown out and stuff, but I had multiple cameras going, so, and trying to film the video. So all of that, you know, divided my attention. But, you know, if you guys are out there shooting by yourself, even if you have multiple cameras, being able to monitor them while you're not filming a video is probably going to be easier. But just keep that in mind, you know, like what I said about the bolts especially being super close. And as it gets darker, even when you have the wide angle, as you saw, those bolts can be way too bright. So exposing for those highlights is going to be the best move there. And then if you want to try to boost the shadows in post, you know, you just got to be real careful. If you, I know how lucky I am. I have, you know, my R5 and my R6, and they do really well with bringing up those shadows and not banding and stuff. So you just have to really know your gear, know what you can get away with. If you can't get away with pulling that off, then you could just do a second exposure for the foreground and then blend them. And then that'll take care of not having to boost your shadows like crazy and get all the noise and hot pixels and banding and all that yucky stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here because like I said, it's Father's Day. I've got some skateboarding to do, and hopefully actually this evening we're scheduled for some more monsoon stuff. So maybe there'll be a part 3 of this vlog coming soon. So collective consciousness, rain dance, Southwest, we need all your rains. Let's make it happen. If you guys have any questions about anything that I did or didn't do or talk about concerning the lightning stuff, leave those in the comments below and I will definitely answer them. Hit that like button for me if you're still here. I super appreciate it, and it's the best thing you can do for my channel. All right, second breakfast time. I will see you guys hopefully out in another monsoony episode very soon.